There are already reviews of this locomotive, but I just wanted to say why I like it. First of all, you'll notice that the chimney isn't on. It's because I'm going to be picking it up, and if I put the chimney on, then it's likely to get caught on something. So for now, I'll just leave it off. So it's a Bachmann Spectrum G-scale Climax locomotive, and there's plenty about the history of these online. Well, first of all, I'm most impressed with the modelling, the engineering involved in the modelling of this locomotive. I think you can see that you've got complete free space between the boiler and the frames, but as you zoom in, you get to see some of the, it's very dusty, second-hand, and it came dusty, some of the magnificent detail. The rivet detail, that I think it's a compressor there, the piston with the valves below it, and the pipework down the side of the boiler with the various hand wheels and valves on the pipework, the nameplate, nicely made in relief, and the plate on the side of the boiler there. So all amazingly nice. Look, there's the brake hangers and the girders which are holding the brake blocks, which are very closely aligned with the wheels. The representation of the springs on the bogie there. But then it's when you come to the actual mechanism of the locomotive, which I think you can see from underneath. So you have your pistons, one on either side, driving a central gearbox, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's a 2-speed gearbox in the middle there, with a prop shaft drive to your front and rear bogies. And so you've got that prop shaft is represented. But there are some of the bits of locomotive which are out of sight. And here we have a control lever with a turnbuckle which comes down underneath, and you have 2 working eccentric drives going to either side of part of the valve timing gear up there. So these are onto the shaft there, and they actually work when the locomotive is moving, and those eccentrics are actually moving that part there, which would control presumably forward reverse timing of the valves for the cylinders. And then you've got that bar across the middle under there. You see it will lift, raise and lower that segment coming from that eccentric, hence altering the piston timing. And you have the representation of the lever which goes into the cab, through the cab floor, in order to operate that and be the control for that part. I'm going to turn it over because I want to show something from the other side. Are there any other operating levers on this side? You've got a handrail, I think it's just a handrail there, and pipework, and that's the pipe that leads up to the chimney. Inside the smoke box down the chimney there is, as far as I can tell, an unused smoke generator, an element for a smoke generator. by looking at one of the Model Rail forums, I found a link to this website which gives a wealth of information about the Bachmann Climax. And, you know, he's got reviews of how it works, how to take it apart, oil it, make improvements, the sort of improvements that he's done, all the circuit boards, how to fit DCC, battery, sound to it, modifying the couplers there, all sorts of things related to the Loco. As you can see, quite a lot there, pictures and descriptions in there to enable you to do so much with the Loco. So there we go. That will go into far greater depth than I ever could do in describing this Loco. I've just done the video showing you the the detail that I like on it, which he concurs with. He also is quite enamored of the detail that's on the Loco. There are compromises though in terms of its running, but not insurmountable. And as I say, I've run mine and it runs well forwards and backwards, so I'm pleased with mine.